finally we've got an absolutely cracking, splendiferous day out there. You can actually see the coastline a little bit better there, so yeah, beautiful. Horses on the beach. Look at that, absolutely cracking. What a Bobby Dazzler. So yeah, we're just enjoying I guess this is our last morning here, and we're still staying overnight but tomorrow we leave before 10. So we were going to go exploring today, so we've opted to just sort of go for lunch and well, I'll tell you about it. So we decided, rather than sort of make a big thing of today, we'd make the most of the beach, as it's our last day here, make the most of this view and sitting here and just enjoying it. And we decided to have a trip into Dungeness, which is just up the road. I think it's actually Kent, which is the next county, but it's literally, I mean, it's a couple of miles up the road. And there's an old church there, and the church is interesting, but I'm more interested in looking at the gravestones. I know I'm weird, I'm unusual, but these are the type of things that I like doing. I love walking around old cemeteries, looking at old headstones and gravestones, and sort of reimagining these people's lives and thinking about who they were and what they were in the day. And of course, it's kind of, I love thinking about that these people that are laying here at some point. You know, it's a Victorian graveyard by the look of it. A lot of the headstones seem to be Victorian. From the road, I haven't noticed any that are more modern. The earliest seem to be Victorian and then dating back. And it's for me, it's a big thing to think that these people that lived in this village are buried in there, and these guys knew the village at a totally different time, a totally different era, totally different point in history. And that they knew each other. They were au fait with each other. They absolutely knew each other. They were friends. They were probably family as well, because swathes of family lived in these little places and stayed there forever. Same as my family in Dorset. They've been there for hundreds of years. They're still there. The winters are still a big faction on Portland, and I guess they always will be. But you know, with the Industrial Revolution, obviously people moved away. There was more work to be found in towns. The agricultural business, or the agricultural farming, as well as livestock farming, suffered, and the people moved out of these villages and into towns. But it's really good to think that a lot of these people that are laying there now, their final resting place, they knew the village when it was vibrant at a different point in time, when the village was actually a hub, a community, and very few of them really seem to be today. So it's nice to sort of think back to that period and to reimagine them sort of interwoven into each other's lives. It's romanticism, I guess, really, but it's my way of connecting with the past. It's my way of remembering history and trying to put myself into it. So, yeah, so I'm going to be doing that today. That was a really long, convoluted way of getting about to saying that I'm looking at a cemetery today because I find them interesting. But it's like I've said before, each grave, each cemetery, each graveyard, each churchyard, for me, is like a library. It's a library of people's lives. Each one has a different story to tell. And as I say, some of them interweave with each other. So I really want to go there and see that. And then we're going to go to Dungeness. Now, the interesting point of Dungeness is it's the only, I guess you could call it desert. It's the only landscape that is a desert in Britain. It's a nature reserve. There's a lot of things going on there. You've got the nuclear power station, which is there. It's renowned for that. You've got a lot of little huts there that look like they're kind of weird. I guess they must have started out as sort of fishermen's huts in the sort of 19th century, and then they become upgraded or updated. And now a lot of them, it seems to be a haven for artists. So there's a lot to look at there. As I say, you've got the power station. You've got the lighthouse there, which I believe is an 18th century lighthouse. Might be later than that. I'm not sure. But yeah, there's a lot going on there. So we're going to be going out and looking at that. And I think Hazel and the kids are going to be brave enough to. Are you going to be brave enough to venture up the lighthouse?
Maybe. Yeah.
So I'm going to get her to get a little bit of footage from up the top of the lighthouse. Because
I'm going to be able to let go of the side.
You'll be fine. You don't mind heights.
Or let go of Fox.
Yeah, well, yeah, there is that. You could take the kite there, couldn't you? You could get it as high as you can get it. But yeah, so Hazel's like, she's had breakfast, but now she's having crisps. The
I've
decadence.
been for a
The
walk down the beach and
decadence.
back.
Although to be fair, she's brought me a lovely cup of tea. So I was just describing what we're going to be doing today. So we're going to have lunch in Dungeness at a place called the Britannia Inn, which is a fish restaurant. Surprising, being as it's a coastal place. I was saying how barren it is there, really.
It's really horrible. I don't like it.
It's not horrible, it's just a different environment. I like it because it's moody, it comes into its own at different seasons. In actual fact,
Going on there, is what you-
it's said that it's like me, is it? There's not a lot going on there. Is that
Bleak,
what?
moody, nothing going on.
Moody, what?
Bleak, moody, nothing
Bleak,
going on.
moody, not a lot going on, like me apparently. So yeah, so we're going to go there, going to enjoy that, and I like it because it's said that the landscape kind of comes into its own sort of autumn, winter, really in the winter.
Not winter now though.
It's not, but it's quite bleak. It's a nice day today, but it's bleak and barren there, and I quite like that. Maybe it is more to do with my moods and personality, but I do like that. It's very reminiscent of, what do you call it? Nostalgia, I guess. It makes me become nostalgic, and it also, I ruminate on things. It helps me to ruminate on things to get into that mindset. Anyway, I'm banging on too much. See ya when we're at Dungeness. I just want to get you a bit of video of the horses. They were just neighing as they come on the beach. They were so excited. Look at them all. You can see them. There you go. Horses. Big horses. You can hear him. He's saying, what's all these bloody people doing on my beach?
Take your jumper off.
Naked bathing? Naked sunbathing? The dog's starting. The dog's starting. Yeah, it's lovely. Very nice. Very nice, Chief. So this is a little bit of the way. This is on the way into Dungeness. It's not that far. It's probably about a mile now. But you see how much the landscape changes. I hope you can hear me because it's blustery. I know. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, it'll give you an idea of what it's like going into it. As you can see, it's got bleaker, industrious. There's a railway line there. The houses right over the back there, as you can see. Right, here you go. So now this is Dungeness Estate that we're coming into. You can see on the sign there. And this is it. It's all little huts and weird and wonderful little abodes where a lot of artists now live. As I was saying earlier, it's a real landscape for artists. I guess they get inspiration here. So these are not just homes. Some of them are galleries as well. I'm guessing in the early days that these were probably late 19th century. Well, that's an old railway place, an old railway station. So I'm guessing sort of 19th century. This would have been all fishermen's huts. But you can see what I mean. It's very evocative. It's very, I don't know, what would you say? It's just, I think it's got something. It looks barren and bleak, and it is barren and bleak, but there's something very sort of romantic, I suppose, about it. There's just something amazing about it. See there again. So the word I was looking for is melancholy, or melancholic. Is melancholic a word? It sounds like something you need a doctor with. See a doctor with. So there's the Dungeness Fish Hut, which apparently has got quite a good reviews, and lots of people seem to stop there. I think there you can see in there all those people in there, and there's tons of cars here. Sorry about the bumpiness. Got a hand gimbal at the moment. So this is the second lighthouse. This was built after the first. There's going to be a reason why in a little while. She's going to keep it to herself, she says. We'll force it out. And of course this is Ministry, or a lot of this land around here was Ministry at one point. Another little railway line there, I think. Oh no, sorry, beg your pardon, not a railway line, it's a boardwalk. pub for lunch. The Britannia. That'll be the coach party they were on about. There we go, the Britannia Inn. Oh, they're off, they're a bit eager, aren't they? And there's the second lighthouse. Or was the original one, actually? You're right there with your glass of orange. What is it? Fanta? Is it nice? What are you going to have for lunch? You know what you're going to have for lunch? I think your sister's having pizza and chips. It comes to a well-known fish restaurant and she orders pizza.
I haven't decided yet.
You've not decided?
I forgot what's the next.
Well, that's okay. I've ordered a starter for you with garlic bread. And me and Mummy are going to have the salt and pepper squid. So that's cool. As cheering a starter, Mummy and
Sausage and chips.
Sausage and chips you want, okay? We can do sausage and chips, I'm sure. Is that what you definitely want, yes? Okay, cool. There you go, look at that. That's a crab salad for me. We're splitting some chips and Hazel's got a prawn salad.
I'm picking the under.
Look at that, that looks cool. Absolutely lovely. So there you go, there's the secondary lighthouse they built. And there's a reason for that, and Hazel will tell you, as I say. So that roundhouse there that you can see just in the background behind that normal house, that was the lighthouse men's normal house. That's where they used to stay when they were stationed in that one. And that is the original lighthouse. And I'll show you in a sec. So lighthouse man's house and the actual lighthouse. And it is a corker. Absolutely stunning. And Willow and the children are going to walk up it, but I'm not. And right over there is the nuclear power station for Dungeness. Dungeness nuclear power station. And I believe you can do tours in there. But look at that. That's a beauty, isn't it? There they go. Oh dear, I'll regret this, I think. It's quite a way up. I would do it, but I've got a bad leg, which I actually have, and I can't be arsed. So there you go. Right, let's follow this up. Follow this up. Follow this up, and I don't know if you can see them. Willow, Hazel and Fox are at the top. Let's zoom in a bit. Give us a wave. It's not the best picture, but they're up there, look. They're up there, you can just about see them, little dots, giving us a wave. And I've stayed rooted to terra firma, where I'm happiest.
Are we worn out, kids? Fox, are you worn out? Yeah? Shall we video Daddy? Where's Daddy? Oh, you can't see the shadows in the way. Hang on, let me go around a bit. No, you stay there a minute. Where's Daddy? He's got out of the car. No. Oh, there he is. Ready? I'll zoom in. Oops. There's Daddy. Hello. Yeah, we're filming him, filming us. Right, so, whoop. Nice and round way. I don't know where that goes. All the way around. Apparently, you can see France over there, but I don't think it's quite clear enough. Well, I don't know. Allegedly. I can't see France. I can't, maybe. Loosely speaking.
A little bit more there of the old barren scenery. So those, I guess a lot of those now are artists' houses. Yeah, I think a lot of them are actually, well, there are quite a few artists' houses here. actually. It's pretty
I
cool.
think nearby, so you have to go a long way to get something.
I don't really worry about that, would you?
Well, you would if you wanted a cup of tea. There wasn't any milk.
Well, I guess so, but you know. So that is Dungeness. There's not a lot to it, but I like it. I like it a lot. Get a load of that for an old tobacconist shop. Look at this. That's cool. A little bit of old England there. So this is the church. See what I mean about the old graves? I absolutely love walking around, looking at the old graves. It's just stunning. Off HMS Barossa off Yokohama and was drowned on the, oh bless him, 17 years, God love him. Lieutenant C. Drake erected the stone there. HMS Barossa, oh dear, so sad, so young. Catherine Green, David Green and William Nicholas Green. 46 years. These are amazing, aren't they? Jones, Richard Jones over there. Two Richard Jones. This is such a pretty little village. Let's have an amble over here. Jones family must have been quite a well-known family in this village in the 19th century. Just amazing. Such history, social history. What a gorgeous church. Beautiful. So this is Lyd Village. And very beautiful it is too. Very beautiful indeed. So I think that's done for us for the day, isn't it, really?
Oh yeah, maybe we'll have a little sit on the terrace later.
Yeah, might do a little bit of a video. I don't know what I'm going to do with a video or not. I think you've seen enough of the terrace, as Hazel calls it, which is a little bit more than a deck, to be fair. But she's trying to be
on the veranda.
She's trying to be posher than she actually is. So say goodbye, kids.
Bye.
Bye. Say goodbye, Hazel. See you later.
Bye.
See you later, alligator. You know what? They've started again. Just had lunch.
Lunch.